Thousands of people are gathered outside a bank. Inside this same bank, a team is preparing to break into a locker considered the most difficult and secure in the world. Whether they can actually open such a complex locker remains uncertain. And even if they succeed, escaping will not be easy. Why this is so will be revealed later. The story begins in the year 1654 in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. A ship is caught in a violent storm and sinks. Along with it, a very special box disappears into the deep sea. The scene then shifts to September 2009. A group of people is searching for the same sunken ship. They have already recovered many valuable items from the wreck. The leader of this search is a man named Walter. However, his team continues searching because the special box seen earlier has not yet been found. After hours of searching, they finally discover the box. At that moment, Walter's friend and partner James arrives. Both men are overjoyed. Suddenly, the Spanish police arrive and seize Walter's team and their ship. The scene cuts to a courtroom. It is revealed that Walter did not obtain permission from the Spanish government to search for the ship. Since the ship sank very close to Spanish waters, the Spanish government claims ownership of all recovered valuables. Walter later speaks with a woman named Margaret. Both of them are residents of England. Margaret is an official of the British government. Until now, the British government had fully supported Walter's search for the lost treasure. However, due to Spain's refusal to cooperate, Walter loses the treasure. The next scene shows the military arriving at the Bank of Spain with the recovered valuables. The head of security at the bank is a man named Gustav. The treasure is then transferred to a highly secure location inside the bank. The story moves forward 1 year to 2010. We are introduced to Tom, a highly intelligent young man. He has recently completed an advanced degree in engineering. Because of his talent, several major companies offer him high-paying jobs. Each promises him a comfortable future. However, Tom rejects every offer. He does not want to live a routine life like everyone else. This decision deeply worries his father. He pressures Tom to quickly decide what he wants to do with his life. Suddenly, Tom receives a message that says, "Come outside." He has no idea who sent it. Despite his confusion, he steps outside. A man approaches him and hands him a card. Inside the card's pocket is an address. Tom arrives at a party unsure of who invited him. As he looks around, a young woman approaches him. She then leads him a short distance away. She walks up to a man nearby, pretends to speak with him, and quietly steals his wallet. Tom asks why she took the wallet. She casually replies that she does not have one herself. When Tom looks again, the stolen purse is sitting inside her jacket pocket. This makes it clear that she is a highly skilled thief. She then takes Tom to another location and introduces him to Walter, whom we saw earlier. There, Walter explains the plan to Tom. He says they are going to steal from the most complex and secure locker in the world. This system is known as the miracle of engineering. No one knows how this locker works or how it opens, except the bank officials. That is why Walter needs Tom's help. Because Tom is a brilliant engineer, Walter believes he can understand the system and unlock it. At first, Tom refuses the offer. After giving it some thought, he realizes this might be the unique challenge he has always been searching for. Tom returns home and begins researching the miracle of engineering locker at the Bank of Spain. Every source gives the same answer. The locker is considered impossible for thieves to open. Despite this, Tom decides to join Walter's team. At the airport, he meets the girl again. Her real name is Lauren. Together, they travel to Spain. There, they learn that a major football tournament is taking place. The Spanish national team has reached the quarterfinals. After returning to their room, Walter introduces Tom to the rest of the team. First is Klaus, a skilled computer hacker. Next is James, who is always ready to handle dangerous tasks. Then there is Simon, a man who can arrange anything, no matter how difficult. Tom is assigned the role of Mastermind, helping plan and guide the entire operation. However, the team is worried. Every employee at the Bank of Spain has a unique password. If even one password is compromised, parts of the CCTV system can be accessed. Tom comes up with a clever idea. If an employee is on leave, the team will call him while pretending to be bank staff. They will claim there is an urgent message from the bank. To access it, the employee must enter his password. The team follows Tom's plan. They contact an employee on leave. As soon as he reveals his password, they gain control of several CCTV cameras. However, they do not access the entire system. Only a limited number of cameras are compromised. At this point, Tom proves his value to the team. James and Simon then head into the train tunnels. Their goal is to locate any hidden underground passages connected to the bank. Meanwhile, Walter shares an old story with Tom. In the 15th century, a man named Francis Drake stole a treasure from Spain. He hid it somewhere unknown. No one ever discovered its location. However, Drake left clues in the form of 3 coins. These coins were stored inside a special box. The box Walter mentions is the same one seen sinking into the ocean at the beginning of the film. That box is now secured inside the miracle of engineering locker at the Bank of Spain. Walter also makes it clear that money is not his motivation. He already has more than enough wealth. For him, treasure hunting is not about profit. It is a lifelong passion and an obsession. The team begins detailed planning. CCTV cameras are installed in every corner of the bank. Nearly 500 soldiers are always present to handle even the smallest issue. Because of this, entering the bank directly is impossible. As a result, the team must find a hidden tunnel connected to the bank. At the same time, they possess 2 important drawings. One drawing was created by a former Bank of Spain employee who understands the internal structure of the miracle of engineering engineering locker. The second is a sketch of a statue that the team knows very little about. This uncertainty becomes their biggest obstacle. To open the locker, they must first understand how it functions. However, Tom and the team still cannot figure out the locker's internal mechanism. They decide to contact the bank's security department while pretending to be a cleaning company. Simon successfully gains official permission. He even prepares a fake service van to make the cover look authentic. Meanwhile, the people of Spain are celebrating. Their national football team has won the quarterfinal match. At the same time, Walter's team faces a new challenge. They must enter the bank and scan the blueprints of the Miracle of Engineering locker using a special device. James cannot disguise himself as a soldier. If he enters the bank, the facial recognition system will immediately expose him. Because of this, Tom decides to go inside instead. The next day, the bank's head of security, Gustav, arrives. Simons and Tom, disguised as cleaning staff, also enter the building. Walter's team monitors everything through the CCTV feed. Soon after, Lauren also enters the bank in disguise. She introduces herself as an officer responsible for inspecting the security of valuable paintings. This is where she comes face to face with Gustav. During their conversation, she hands him a cup of coffee. Moments later, she takes the cup back. The reason for this will become clear later. Simons then makes his way into the server room in the basement. He attaches a small device to a specific wire. Once this is done, Klaus gains full control over the bank's CCTV system. Meanwhile, Lauren is sent to a separate room under the excuse of inspecting a painting. She pretends to examine the artwork. At the same time, Klaus records her movements. She then attempts to open a small locker inside the room. On the CCTV feed, it appears that Gustav is still checking the painting. This is because Klaus is playing a recorded video to avoid suspicion. Inside the small locker, Lauren finds a key. She quickly scans it and memorizes the data. Meanwhile, Tom arrives in an empty room. The Miracle of Engineering locker is located directly beneath this area. He places a scanning device on the floor and begins analyzing the locker. Lauren scans the key and returns it to its original place. Just then, the bank owner enters and starts talking to her. He has no idea that she has already taken the key. Tom leaves the scanner running for too long. This mistake alerts the bank's security system. The alarm is triggered and security goes on high alert. Even the military is placed on standby. Just as Lauren is about to return the second key, the bank owner arrives. He immediately escorts her out of the room. During this moment, the key ends up in his possession. Tom reacts quickly and takes the key from him. He then returns to the room and places it back in its original position. A short time later, security guards arrive to inspect the area. They enter the room to check the locker. Tom instantly begins pretending to clean. His behavior raises no suspicion. Meanwhile, Gustav also inspects the situation. Everything appears normal to him. He cannot understand why the alarm was triggered. He assumes it was caused by a minor electrical issue and drops the matter. Later, it is revealed that the scanner placed above the room has completed its task. It has generated a full blueprint of the Miracle of Engineering locker from the inside. Tom studies the blueprint and explains it to the team. The locker is surrounded by thick concrete walls. A tunnel runs directly beneath it. Above the locker sits a massive water tank. The moment Tom sees the structure of the water tank, everything becomes clear to him. In the same locker room shown earlier in the film, there is a large statue holding a weighing scale. This design means that even a slight change in weight inside the locker room will trigger the system. If the weight increases or decreases, all the water from the tank above will instantly flood the room. Any thief inside would be drowned. Escape would be impossible. The true challenge is not opening the locker. The real danger lies in entering it and getting out alive. Meanwhile, Gustav and the bank owner remain confused. Everything seems normal, yet the alarm was activated. Both continue to question what caused it. At the same time, Tom desperately searches for a solution. He tries to find a way to enter the locker and escape safely. Elsewhere, James and Simon carefully locate the tunnel beneath the locker. Inside the tunnel, they discover a large machine. When they examine the meter, everything starts to make sense. After seeing the meter, James and Simon realize that Tom's theory is correct. Any small change in weight inside the locker room would release the water above. The locker room is positioned directly above the tunnel. However, James and Simon deliver shocking news to Walter. If they attempt to reach the locker through the tunnel, the process would take 15 days. This revelation crushes the team's morale. Everyone is currently distracted by the football tournament. In 15 days, the match will be over. Once it ends, all attention will return to the bank. That would make the heist almost impossible to carry out. In this tense situation, Walter looks out the window and notices something unusual. All of the bank's CCTV cameras are focused on the crowd watching the football match outside. This observation gives the team a new idea. If entering through the tunnel is not possible, they could enter through the roof of the bank instead. The perfect time would be the day of the football final. On that day, the entire country will be distracted by the match. The team decides to carry out the heist during the final. Meanwhile, Gustav receives an unexpected call from the bank's original cleaning company. They inform him that none of their employees have entered the bank in the last 2 days. This confirms that the people posing as cleaners were imposters. Gustav immediately creates fake profiles for Simon and Tom. He presents this evidence to the bank owner. He warns that someone has attempted to break into the bank. As a result, security must be increased. This information slowly reaches Walter's team. Gustav now fully suspects Simon and Tom. Their real identities are close to being exposed. Walter immediately contacts Margaret. He tells her that 2 people from their side have disappeared. He claims they were arrested in England. He asks her to inform the Bank of Spain about this. Only then he says, will their plan be able to continue? Margaret agrees to help. At the same time, Gustav is preparing to double the bank's security. Suddenly, he receives a message. The message states that Simon and Tom have been arrested in England for theft. Hearing this, the tension on the bank's side eases slightly. Meanwhile, Lauren takes Tom to a pub. There, she opens up to him. She explains that after her father passed away, Walter was the only person who looked after her. That is why she works for him. At that moment, Tom notices the bartender freezing glasses. A brilliant idea strikes him. Tom demonstrates by placing a glass filled with water on a weighing machine. The machine instantly shows its weight. He then freezes the same glass using liquid nitrogen and places it back on the scale. This time, the machine shows no weight at all. Tom explains his idea to the team. If the weight detection machine in the tunnel is frozen in the same way, it will stop working. This would allow them to enter the locker room and return safely. The system would never detect the weight change. Everyone agrees that the plan is perfect. Simon is assigned the task of entering the tunnel and freezing the machine. After this, detailed preparations begin. It is revealed that Gustav's fingerprints were lifted from the coffee cup Lauren gave him earlier. Meanwhile, Walter purchases 3 antique coins. Their importance will be revealed later. Next, 2 duplicate keys are created. They are exact copies of the keys Lauren scanned inside the bank. With everything in place, the preparations are complete. The heist is scheduled for the next day. The entire team goes to rest. This is when they realize something crucial. They do not want the treasure to end up in the hands of the Spanish government. They only want the special box that contains the 3 coins. These coins can lead to the hidden treasure left behind by Francis Drake. The next day, all of Spain is busy preparing for the football final. Klaus sits at his computer and monitors the systems. Inside the tunnel, Simon prepares to freeze the weight detection machine. Walter oversees the entire operation from a distance. Meanwhile, James, Tom, and Lauren reach the bank's roof using ropes. Gustav has already increased the security measures. Despite this, the 3 carefully remove a glass panel from the roof. They slowly descend into the bank and reach an interior room. From there, they move through an air ventilation duct. Eventually, they reach the elevator section. As they descend, they see a large bridge. However, it is disconnected. They install a ladder to cross the gap. Tom and Lauren make it across first. James follows behind. Because of his heavy weight, the ladder shakes violently. James almost falls. Tom reacts quickly and catches him, saving his life. Moving ahead, they reach a locked door. After several attempts, Klaus successfully cracks the password. He relays the code to the team. Once they enter it, the door opens. They finally arrive at the Miracle of Engineering locker. Inside, they use Gustav's fingerprint, which they had already obtained. They scan it into the system. Next, they insert the duplicate keys they had prepared. As they turn the keys, the locker opens. Inside, they see golden statues. The treasure chest is also stored safely within. However, stepping inside the locker is still extremely dangerous. In the tunnel, Simon begins spraying nitrogen onto the large machine. He uses all the nitrogen he has to freeze it. At first, the locker does not fully freeze. This makes everyone believe the plan has failed. Slowly, the temperature drops. The locker begins to freeze. As soon as they step inside, the machine freezes completely. It can no longer detect their weight. The 3 begin searching for the special box containing the coins. Suddenly, the machine starts to unfreeze. At the same time, Gustav's team notices a pigeon inside the bank. While tracking how it entered, they discover the same spot where the glass panel was removed. Gustav immediately realizes that intruders are inside the bank. Walter and his team also understand that they have been exposed. Walter knows he cannot escape. He orders everyone to surrender. At that moment, James points his gun at Walter. He demands the box containing the 3 coins. James has betrayed the team. Everyone realizes what he has done. Just then, the locker door suddenly closes. The machine has unfrozen. Their weight is being detected once again. Gustav's team now knows everything. The military is fully deployed around the bank. Inside the locker, water begins pouring in. James grabs the box containing the 3 coins. He swims toward the source of the incoming water. The others cannot move fast enough. Then Tom realizes something critical. The water will only stop once the locker is completely filled. This means they must convince the weighing machine in the tunnel that the locker is filled with heavy weight, just like water. Inside the tunnel, Simon places all the cylinders he has onto the machine to increase the pressure. Meanwhile, Gustav's team removes the small device Simon had installed in the server room. As soon as it is removed, Gustav regains full control of the CCTV system. At the same time, Tom manages to to disable the camera inside the locker. James escapes during the chaos. In the tunnel, Simon adds so much weight to the machine that it overloads. This finally stops the flow of water. Because Tom removed the camera, Walter and Klaus can no longer see what is happening inside. They have no idea whether Tom and Lauren are still alive. When Gustav arrives at the locker room with his team, he finds it completely empty. This confirms that Tom and Lauren have escaped. Suddenly, Walter hears Tom and Lauren's voices through his earpiece. They are struggling to escape the bank. They emerge into a crowded area while being chased by the military. At the same moment, they change into football uniforms. This makes them nearly impossible to recognize. The Spanish team wins the final match. Celebrations explode across the city. The crowd becomes massive. Using the chaos, Tom and Lauren escape easily. Later, Walter visits Margaret. There, he discovers the truth. James was secretly working for her all along. James had stolen the coin box to deliver it to Margaret. After a brief conversation, James leaves. Margaret has the 3 coins examined. She quickly discovers they are fake. They are only counterfeits. In reality, Walter had already secured the real coins. Lauren secretly swapped the coins the moment she found them in the locker. This proves that Walter knew from the beginning that James was working for Margaret. Walter now possesses the original 3 coins. The markings on them form a complete location code. They point to a massive treasure hidden by Francis Drake. When the code is decoded, the location is revealed. The treasure is hidden beneath the Bank of England. Lauren disguises herself and arrives at the Bank of England. This signals that another major heist is about to begin. This is where the movie ends. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, share your favorite character in the comments. And if you liked the video, don't forget to like it.